Hey guys, welcome back to Should You Summon Time, and we have a lot of stuff happening this week actually. This is the start or the kickoff of the Frostfall Jamboree, and we're going to be getting a lot of really good banners soon. And this is the first week of that. So, judging by the fact that we know what is coming, I'm going to give you guys my opinion on how you guys should summon. And starting off, you're gonna want to skip half of these banners for most players, but let's get into it. So to start off, I'm gonna say the exact same thing I say all the time. For 2x banners, if you are early game, very early game, generally it is fine to pull on these, but if you are at all like a month in even, you don't really want to pull on them because it is more about quality over quantity at that point. But this time, I'm gonna say for every single normal banner, so rare, shards, and diamonds, you have to make sure that you keep 200 at the minimum for every player in existence. Okay, let me find where it is. I can't really find it. Here we go. You want to make sure that combined between the diamonds and the rare summons, sorry, that you have 200 because Wukong is coming this month. He just got buffed, and he will be the best upcoming hero we have. You're gonna want to save at least 200 to guarantee that you get him, because if you don't get him, you're gonna cry yourself to sleep every night. So keep that in mind while we're going into this. I won't mention him too much going forward in this video, but that is something you have to know. Now let's get to the Tallulah Arrogance banner. So this banner is really interesting because in my opinion, this is the worst upcoming banner that we know of in December. And yet it's still pretty good. So if you want to pull on this, I will just straight up say Tallulah is bad. When she first got leaked or whatever, many months ago, she's been she's been on Forerunner for many months. She seemed really good. She seems kind of like a combination between Eloin and something like Lily, where she's able to keep people alive a little bit better, give them rage regen, cleanse a little bit as well. I'm not going to go through her whole kit because I don't think it's that important for this video. But I will just say, if you don't have very high awakening, she's going to heal like dog water. Like, her healing's pretty bad, her cleanse and her abilities and stuff are not as good as you really want them to be. Long story short, she is not a replacement for Eloin for pretty much any content. And unfortunately, I don't think she's that good. I know a lot of other content creators who have test server. I do not. Have tested her, have shown her off, and the general consensus that I've seen, I mean, when she first came out, War Guides told me that she sucked ass, and recently a lot of content creators have made videos and have told me that she sucks ass. So I'm going to tell you guys to skip her for pretty much every player. Obviously, if you want to go out, do your research a little bit, and you decide you want her, or you need her for a specific purpose or something, by all means go for her. She's not a bad healer. It's just when we have the Lyra and pick your own hero banner, you'd rather pick a better healer at that point. You know what I mean? Now, anyways, we get to Arrogance. And what I am going to say is 9 times out of 10, you don't want to pull on this banner, even if you don't have Arrogance. And that's because of a banner I just told you guys about, the Lyra and choose your own hero banner. You're going to be able to choose a hero to 15x. And if you need Arrogance super bad, and you don't need any other heroes especially well, or you only have enough resources to pull on one banner and then Wukong, I would just put Arrogance on that choose your own hero banner personally. That's my personal opinion. But if you do need Arrogance really bad and you really want him now, he is definitely worth pulling for. Arrogance is one of the top fighters in this game. I don't think he'll ever stop being a top fighter. I say it pretty much whenever it comes up, but Nightmare is the best fighter faction. He's very unique in the fact that he can hit air. He has a very long range. And in his ult, it actually gets even bigger. Here is the range when he is mapped. You get a little bit of tiles on the sides. Now, he also has a lot of burning. He does so much damage. It's actually kind of criminal. He can hit multiple enemies and stuff. He's so good for Guild Boss 2, Guild Boss 1. If you got Torador from that free Lord Selector, or even just have Torador in general, he's insanely good. And he also completes the Lust bond, so Lust gets a little bit better, and he is better out of the box. Lust was pretty recent, so if you have her, you're gonna want to have him. He's one of the better heroes in this game. I would put him up there with, like, you know, similar to like a Silas Hex level. Is he the exact same? It depends on the content you're in, but he is a must pull for this weekend. Though once again, if you're not missing anything else like a Hatsit or a Boreas or, you know, something good like a Hex or a Silas or something, you could always put him on that Lyra +1 banner, because Lyra is just better than Tallulah in my opinion. Keep that in mind. Now moving on to the Ancient Summoning banner. Keep in mind, this is not the only SSS tier Ancient banner we are having this month. Towards the end of the month, we are also having Ingrid Ardea, is what the leaks show. Leaks so far have been right. Technically, this banner is on Thursday for like some weird reason. It is a day early. So that's a little odd. So the leaks technically were a day late, but realistically it doesn't matter. So presuming that that Ingrid Ardea banner is coming, you do have to keep that in mind. And I want to make a video comparing Praetus versus Ingrid. Who should you pull for? But I'm not going to save that answer for that. I'm just going to tell you what I think. Uriden's not that good. He's amazing for Guild v Guild battle power, or BP. He's a little worse than Praetus and Yovar, I would say, because the BP for Lords is a bit skewed and stuff. It's kind of complicated, don't worry about it. But his BP is really good, and he's decent in Conqueror Codex, and that's like it. That's all he's really that good for. Obviously, Gyrid 1 if you haven't done it yet, but, you know. And then we get Praetus, who is the best hero in the game. I do not think it's arguable. I know people say that Ingrid is close, which is true, but Praetus kind of activates Ingrid. So if you do not have Praetus at all, you kind of want to pull this banner more than the Ingrid Ardea banner, in my opinion. Even if Ardea is one of the best non-Lord Ancient exclusive units, and Ingrid is one of the best heroes in the game, she's kind of that good because of Praetus. So if you manage to pull Praetus early, let's say, on this banner, and you don't have Ingrid, then you can still pull on the Ingrid banner and potentially get her. It is incredibly unlikely, but that is an option. Also, I think having Praetus and having no Ingrid is so much easier than having Ingrid and no Praetus. I think it's just better. Praetus has a little bit more viability. He's better in Guild Boss 2. He's better in a lot of things. Like the Codex, I would rate him a little higher because he's good in 6. And also Arbiter of Frost. She's kind of just good in Arbiter of Frost and stuff like that. You know, for Arena, Praetus shreds single target, but Ingrid also does the other two areas a little bit better. It's kind of a toss-up in a lot of things, right? But personally, I think Praetus is a little more important. He is just a better Lord. And also, there's another Lord for Watchers. There's not another Legendary Lord for Arbiters. So keep that in mind as well. So personally, what I would do is I would go for Praetus if you don't have Praetus. Even if you don't have Ingrid as well. At the time you get to that Ingrid banner, maybe you'll be able to pull even more. So that's kind of my perspective. While this banner overall is a little bit worse, I would go for the other one. Now, for Awakenings, though, if you have an A0 Praetus and you want Awakenings, but you do not have Ingrid, do not pull for Awakenings. Pull for Ingrid. In this game, they're kind of like two peas in a pod. They are the best combo in the game, pretty much. And you want to have both before anything else. So I would say get both before you start thinking about pulling for Awakenings. And we also know that the Nightmare Lord is going to come one day. I don't know when, though. So, you know, that's always up in the air. They're clearly drawing our Ancients out, but I think these are good enough banners to where it is worth it. That's kind of my perspective. Enough yapping there. This weekend's pretty good, but I would say save your normal summons unless you desperately need Arrogance more than any other unit. And for the ancients, I would say go for Praetus if you don't have him. And then if you do have him or anything, I would save all of your ancients. I wouldn't go for Awakenings. I wouldn't go for Uridin or anything like that if you can help it. But it is up to you. If you do have both of them, you could save for the Nightmare Lord. You could go for Awakenings. It is up to you. That's kind of everything I wanted to talk about. What are you guys planning on doing? Let me know in the comments. I do like to read them. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. And that's it for me, Destined, signing out.